Calling the roll for the Monday, November 10th, 2025 Board of Control meeting. It is 11:01 a.m. We have Joseph Nani serving as an alternate for Michael Hauser.
Here.
Councilmember Robert Slepper.
Here.
Melanie Say serving as an alternate for Mike Dever.
Here.
Catherine Gallagher serving as an alternate for Chris Ronade, County Executive.
Here.
Lee Tucker serving as an alternate for Michael Chambers, Fiscal Officer, and as chairperson.
Here.
Paul Porter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
If we can take a few minutes to review the minutes from 11/3/2025. If there's no changes, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Say. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any public comment?
No public comment.
Moving on to contracts and awards.
First item, new item for review, BC 2025-697, Department of Public Works submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in an award recommendation to Carasoft Technology Corporation and the amount not to exceed $13,930 for the purchase of various engineering software program subscriptions for the road and bridge and sanitary divisions for the period December 30th, 2025 through December 29th, 2026, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption. Let the record reflect Councilmember Meredith Turner is now present.
Good morning, everyone. Tom Pavich, Public Works. This is a purchaser with Carasoft. This is the software. It's a renewal of software used by our engineers. It's their modeling software for design and analysis of all their systems. This has been vetted out. It's IT standard. It's been vetted through IT as well. And this is just a one-year renewal for 2026.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved.
Thank
Next
you.
item.
Next item, BC 2025-698, Department of Housing and Community Development requesting approval of an affordable federal home loan in the amount of $450,000 to Warner and Swayze LLC or its designee for the adaptive reuse of the former Warner and Swayze manufacturing plant located in the city of Cleveland to provide 140 affordable newly constructed units.
Good morning. My name is Kelly Glenn. I'm the Administrator for Housing and Community Development. This project is an affordable housing project. There will be low-income units created. In addition to that, we already have, the county as a whole have about $4 million of other funding in this project. It is EPA dollars, ARPA money, and ERA2 funds as well.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-699, Department of Housing and Community Development submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to Strategic Resources Consulting LLC and the amount not to exceed $40,100 for a slum and blight study to be conducted within Cuyahoga County, Ohio for a period of 1 year, effective upon signatures of all parties and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Good morning. It's Kelly Glenn, Administrator for Housing and Community Development. This study will identify dilapidated properties within the county, which will help us focus our funding efforts to improve those areas.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item?
Yes.
Councilwoman Turner?
Thank you. Good morning. Is this study being done in partnership with any of our existing county agencies that it's their job to do this?
Not
Land
that,
Bank?
not that I know of. It's an independent contractor. We went out like 3 times to secure bids for this project, and this was basically the only bidder. But this is also, this study is part of the housing plan that was passed, I want to say earlier this year, because I can't remember exactly when we passed the housing plan. But we agreed in that housing plan to do a slum and blight study.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions? Hearing no additional questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item. Thank you.
Next item, BC 2025-700, Department of Communications, recommending an award and enter into a purchase order with M&J Technologies Direct Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $15,520 for a joint cooperative purchase for the renewal of Sprout Social Professional Plan subscription services, unlimited social profiles and capabilities to add up to 6 additional users for the period October 16, 2025 through October 15, 2026 for use by various county agencies.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Communications. Sprout Social, this is our media monitoring service. So this lets the communications department kind of watch trends and communications through the social media that involve the county or talk about the county. And then they use the software for the analytics behind it, see how effective our communications are, and then also work with our innovation performance department and use that information back into our ClearPoint software, and allows us to do kind of innovative things with that.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Schlepler. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-701, Department of Sustainability and the Department of Public Works recommending an award and submitting a contract with Energy Cap LLC in the amount not to exceed $110,379.42 for a joint cooperative purchase for the renewal of various energy management and energy accounting software products and services for the period November 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2028.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Sustainability. This contract with Energy Cap, this allows our Public Works Department to track, analyze, process, and just overall use the energy bills that the county receives to kind of see where our efficiencies are in our buildings and do analysis surrounding that.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Schlepler. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-702, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Threat Connect Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $26,400 for the renewal of 10 Polarity Client, 1 Polarity Server, and 1 Polarity Support Services subscriptions for the period December 9, 2025 through December 8, 2026, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Sustainability, the Department of Information Technology. Threat Connect, this is the software that our security department's going to use in the IT department. This allows them to combine multiple security dashboards into one, so they're able to look at all of our information in one screen without having to flip back through multiple software.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nani. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-703, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Advisic Technologies in the amount not to exceed $16,925.72 to purchase at lower than state contract pricing 1 HPE SQL Server and Synergy Server, hardware, various accessories, and support effective upon Board of Control approval for a period of 3 years and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This purchase for this energy server and the equipment that goes along with it, this is going to allow our IT department with the revamp of our real property system, the MVP system. Currently, it's hosted through a virtual environment, but it's kind of insufficient for the new development that they're going to be working on. So they want to get physical hardware housed here at the county to do the development on.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-704, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Advisic Technologies in the amount not to exceed $134,682.42 to purchase at lower than state contract pricing 6 HPE Synergy 480 Gen 11 servers and various components to replace 3 backup appliances at the Cleveland Data Center and 3 for the expansion of the infrastructure at the Columbus Data Center and support services effective upon Board of Control approval for a period of 3 years and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. Purchases 6 server blades. There are going to be 3 that are going to replace outdated equipment that's in the Cleveland Data Center, and then 3 are going to the Columbus Data Center, kind of expanding on our network there. They're being installed into currently existing racks, so there's no additional racks that we're purchasing. We're just purchasing the blades.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Schlepler. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-705, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in an award recommendation to Nexum Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $236,106.19 for the renewal of Palo Alto Network, AI Network Security, and Prisma Access Agent subscription services and technical support for various effective dates between June 16, 2025 through December 28, 2026, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This software, this goes along with licensing for our firewalls. The physical firewalls require this software, and so this is part of the licensing agreement, so we can continue to use that software and essentially continue to use those firewalls.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-706, Department of Information Technology recommending an award and enter into a purchase order with M&J Technologies Direct Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $99,510 for state contract purchase for 42 HP ZBook Firefly mobile workstations and 42 HP Elite mini desktop computers and accessories, each to include HP Care Pack Premium on-site support for 5 years, extended warranty, and ABT Resilience Gov service plan.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This is computers that are going to go as part of our computer refresh capital project. So they're going to go in an IT department that has a schedule, and they also look at the departments as part of the schedule to replace their currently existing computers.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-707, Department of Information Technology recommend an award and enter into a purchase order with Dell Marketing LP in the amount not to exceed $45,278.64 for a state contract purchase of 4 Microsoft SQL Server Enterprise Core licenses effective upon Board of Control approval for a period of 1 year.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This is SQL licenses that go to run essentially our databases run on SQL. This is going to be used, it's a little bit more high performance, high powered, that allows us to kind of run more enterprise grade features off of the databases.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nani. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-708, Department of Information Technology recommending an award and enter into a purchase order with M&J Technologies Direct Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $24,494 for a joint cooperative purchase for the renewal of Bluebeam annual software license subscriptions, 68 Review Core and 5 Review Complete for the period June 6, 2025 through June 5, 2026.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This purchase with Bluebeam for the Review Core software. This is used by the Department of Public Works. This is kind of PDF software, kind of engineering architecture software that allows them to view and kind of manipulate documents.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Thank you very much.
Next item, BC 2025-709, Department of Health and Human Services, CAGA Job and Family Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with Maximum Human Services Incorporated for the Ohio Works First program for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2025, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2026, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $214,410.51, effective upon signatures of all parties.
Good morning, Sharonda Mason from Health and Human Services on behalf of Cuyahoga Job and Family Services. Cuyahoga Job and Family Services is submitting an amendment to the Ohio Works First program with Maximus Human Service. We are adding funds to pay the remainder of their invoices through the end of 2025, and we are extending their time through June 2026 in order for us to issue an RFP in the upcoming 6 months. Maximus fosters programming for effective case management, workforce development services, career pathways, work readiness practices for work-related activities.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Schlepler. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-710, Department of Health and Human Services, Cuyahoga Job and Family Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with the Centers for Families and Children for the Ohio Works First program for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2025, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2026. No additional funds required, effective upon signatures of all parties.
Good morning again, Sharonda Mason from Health and Human Services. On the behalf of Cuyahoga Job and Family Services, this item is related to the previous one that I just stated, but we are only extending the time for this one through 6/30/2026. The centers has the same foster and release for the programming for effective case management, workforce development, career pathways, work readiness programs for work-related activities. We will be adding additional funding for both of these vendors to cover their services through January 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2026.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. Nani. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-711, Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with TripLog Incorporated to provide a remote staff mileage system for travel mileage reimbursement for the period November 15, 2023 through November 14, 2025, to extend the time period to November 14, 2026, to modify the terms to provide coverage for up to 888 licenses and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $77,018 effective November 15, 2025 for various departments as listed for items 1 through 3 on the printed agenda.
Sharonda Mason again for Health and Human Services. We use TripLog for mileage tracking for DCFS, DSAS, and Public Works. The system allows managers to monitor, approve, and report usage for each user. We are extending 1 more year and adding funding.
Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Schlepler. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-712, Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with Touch by Care Consulting LLC to deliver the Teaching, Healing, Resilience, Independent Living Skills, Vocational Training, and Entrepreneurship Program Services to youth and T-Suites for the period November 30th, 2024 through November 29, 2025, to extend the time period to November 29, 2026, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $128,400 effective November 30th, 2025.
Sharonda Mason again on behalf of the Division of Children and Family Services. This program provides targeted support to foster youth transitioning into adulthood by focusing on self-awareness, vocational training, and independent living skills. This program was specifically designed to be provided to the children in care of the Center/Cleveland Christian Home for the T-Suites program. Over the past year, this program has operated weekly sessions and groups, along with 8 to 12 weekend sessions, averaging 5 to 7 youth in attendance per session, based on an average engagement of 4 to 6 weeks per participant, and accounting for repeat attendance weeks. They have served an estimate of 120 to 130 unduplicated youth. This amount to approximately 650 plus total sessions, contacts, and around 1,000 hours of direct support and programming delivered.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item?
Next, item BC 2025-713, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Office of Homeless Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with A Place for Me Collaborative for rental assistance and supportive services to youth at risk of homelessness for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025. To extend the time period to December 31st, 2026, no additional funds, effective January 1st, 2026.
Sharonda Mason again on behalf of Homeless Services. We are only extending the time to allow them to finish spending down their funding. Currently, when I checked this morning, their remaining balance is $24,803.25. They do not often receive funding for client assistance, so they were trying to spend down strategically to ensure they would have funds that would last them through the program. They prioritize spending down a one-time grant that expires in 2025 and plan to use ARPA funding for 2026 until it is exhausted.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item?
Moving on to exemption, first item, BC 2025-714, Department of Public Works requesting an alternative procurement process to issue a modified informal request for qualifications to be used to identify qualified vendors that can supply used vehicles to the county's fleet division on an as-needed basis for a period of 3 years and the total amount not to exceed $250,000.
Good morning, everyone. Tom Pavich, Public Works. So this is a unique item. So this is an alternate procurement that will allow us to release an informal RFQ, request for qualifications, to qualified vendors to be added to a list that we can potentially buy as needed used vehicles. So it's something we're exploring. It's new, so that's first and foremost. What's before you today is just to approve us, to allow us to release that RFQ with those qualifying factors. Once we qualify an actual list of vendors, we're gonna come back to you before the board and identify those vendors. So we'll establish an actual list, similar to we have a concrete exemption that we identified vendors. Clean fill, we also identified vendors. In the vehicle accident list that we identified vendors. So we identify the vendors through some type of a competitive process. Then as we need to use those vendors, we can pull from that list. When there is an actual business need, either by the Sheriff's Division or our County Fleet Division, Public Works will conduct a mini bid process where we actually vet between those qualified vendors based on the original qualifying factors, the best vendor that fits what they need at the time. Some of those qualifying factors could be vehicle has to be less than 5 years old, less than 50,000 miles, has a clean title and history. One of the key drivers is a vendor has to be able to hold a vehicle for up to 30 days. Because at the tail end, once we identify a vendor and a vehicle, that vehicle is somehow gonna come back before you as well to approve that purchase order. So we have to make sure we have a vendor that can hold the actual vehicle for 30 days while the purchase order goes through the process to come before you guys. The vendor has to be located within a certain radius of our fleet division. We originally had 75 miles. Domestic brands, again, we're actually looking for certified pre-owned dealerships as well. So, but also stuff that could be serviced by our fleet division. One of the original discussions with our fleet manager was helping the Sheriff's Division find undercover cars. So that's one of there's two different drivers for this, is they're looking for unmarked undercover cars to use with their fleet. So that's what kind of initiated this conversation, myself and our fleet manager. The second piece was our current fleet division, when we have a vehicle that's either totaled or taken out of service, as our vehicle fleet continues to age, with some of the budgets, they may not be able to buy a brand new car that's $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. This will be able to give us an option to buy a vehicle that can be just a few years old, low miles, certified pre-owned, decent shape, that's only, like a third of that cost. So those are the two reasons for this little pilot program we're testing. We put 3 years up to $250,000. It's as needed, as a sheriff is looking to get an undercover vehicle, it would go through that whole procurement process. But what is before you today is just the allowance of Public Works to release that informal RFQ to qualify vendors. If we don't get a good pool of vendors, we're gonna scrap it altogether. So, happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item?
What will it take for me to get you into my 2002 Honda CRV?
Does it have a clean title and history?
200,000 miles.
So, I don't think our fleet division wants that, but we can talk to the sheriff if they want that, so. Again, it's a pilot program, there's multiple steps, you know, we put some thought into it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but, you know, we're trying to help the sheriff's division, but also our fleet division. You know, so a lot of our fleet, it's starting to age, some of it, you know, I mean, I have something, we're gonna be trying to buy used beds for some of our landscaping trucks, so that, you know, the trucks are 20,000 miles and their beds are completely rotted through. So instead of replacing the whole vehicle, we're trying to find gently used pickup beds at a minor fraction cost. So, you know, it's just, we live in Northeast Ohio, we're already starting to see salt hit the roads, so that's just how it is, so.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nani. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved.
Thank you.
Moving on to consent agenda items.
Consent agenda items are BC 2025-715 through BC 2025-716.
We could take a minute to review the consent agenda items. Are there any questions on the item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Say. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Items approved. Any public comment?
There's no other business and no public comment.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Say. We're adjourned. Thank you. All those in favor say aye. We're adjourned. Thank you.